Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa.
Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa.
Homage to the blessed, noble, and perfectly enlightened one.
Homage to the blessed, noble, and perfectly enlightened one.
Namo saranto suchedoye alahadi samya sambuddhoshe.
Namo sadango suchedoye marahadi samya sambuddhoshe.
无上甚深微妙法，百千万劫难遭遇。我今见闻得受持，愿解如来真实义。Supreme and wondrous Dharma, subtle and profound, rarely is encountered, even in billions of eons. But now we see and hear it and accept it reverently. May we truly understand the Buddha's actual meaning. Venerable Master, Dharma friends, welcome to our Sutra lecture. My name is Heng. I'm glad you're here today. This is Sunday, February the 11th, here in the Gold Coast of Queensland. It is Saturday, February 10th in California, and we're launching into our Flower Garland Sutra lecture for today. Happy Year of the Dragon, Happy New Year to everybody. Let's continue now with our protocols that we use to get started. Let's see here. Here we go. There it is. We're going to invoke spiritual presence, invite the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas to draw near. Namo Tafang Guang Fu Wan Shen Ai Hui Po Sa Namo Tafang Guang Wan Shen Ai Hui Po Sa. One more time. Now, this is, we'll continue. Let's finish our invocation here to say that we respectfully acknowledge the Kumbumeri people of the Ugambi language region as traditional storytellers and custodians of the land where our monastery is located. We pay our respects to their elders past, present, and emerging, and to all First Nations peoples whose sovereignty was never ceded. We say, 我们恭敬地承认有冈贝语族的贡布马里人是我们寺院所在地的传统叙事者和守护人。我们向过去、现在和未来的长者们致敬，并且向所有从未放弃主权的第一民族的原住民致敬。Okay, flipping through all the places where we lecture from that have different First Nations around the planet. Bell sound wide resounds throughout 100 million worlds. The Buddha's law is heard and spread all throughout the triple world. The wondrous sounds that everywhere fill the Dharma realm with peace. May those who hear it gain the strength to follow in faith the Buddha's path. 众生传3000界内，佛法扬万亿国中，共训其法界和平，利益报他诺厚德。Indeed. Okay, now, we, by the way, this is one of our local dragons. It's a bearded dragon, and you don't mess with him. He is the local landlord. We offer our respects to the non-human local landlords as well. Moments ago, as some of our volunteers and Dharma friends were walking up to the Buddha Hall, they looked up in the sky and saw this over the Buddha Hall. Now, I don't know. There are people who put a lot of stock in dragon pictures, but that sure looks like a dragon, doesn't it? Gee whiz. So we hope that they have really come to bless our ceremony and our lecture and join in, benefit, study together with us. Okay. Here we go. Now, this is a sutra lecture, and sometimes our sutras are very much a story. There's just you can hear the story. It's a narrative. There's a story going on, beginning, middle, and end, and we're in the middle of the excitement. Well, that's where we are right now. And let me tell you what's going on and how there's a real synchronicity with the Year of the Dragon. This happened just yesterday. So the bigger story that's happening in our chapter is there's a young man whose name is Sudana, and his name is Good Wealth. We're going to meet him today. He gets the situation comes right for him to start off on a pilgrimage, on a sacred journey. He goes all the way to Buddhahood in the course of our story. So it's the hero's quest. People who know Joseph Campbell, the writer and author, anthropologist, and historian who talks about the deeper stories that people that we're involved in as a tribe, our human tribe. Well, the hero's quest is one of those eternal stories, and epic literature has to do with that. Well, Buddhism, our school, has one of the best hero's journeys, and the hero is a young man. His name is Sudana, and he shows up today for the first time. So the person who's going to welcome him is Manjushri Bodhisattva, the Bodhisattva of great good luck, the most lucky and auspicious Miaoji Pusa. His name is wonderfully lucky Bodhisattva. So he sees Sudana arrive and says, "You're the one. You're the one. We're going to set you off on your journey." That's the bigger picture in our story. Today, something that's very auspicious for the Year of the Dragon happens, and let's take a look at it. We've actually encountered it in just last week, but it's so remarkable I wanted to mention it again. So this is the passage right here, and I'm going to read it. You're welcome to read it with me if you can. Here we go. 时文殊师利于其真书到此处矣，即于其处说普照法界修多罗，就说百万亿哪有他修多罗以为眷属。说此经时， 于大海中有无量百千亿诸龙而来其所，问是法已，深厌龙趣，正求佛道，贤舍龙身，胜天人中1万者龙，于阿耨多罗let's see， 于阿耨多罗三藐三菩提得不退转。Okay. After Manjushri and his following reached the adorned banner grove, he immediately proclaimed the Sutra of universally illumining the Dharma realm, with hundreds of myriads of millions of Nayutas of sutras as its companions. As Manjushri spoke this sutra, measureless hundreds of thousands of millions of dragons came to the grove from the ocean. Upon hearing the Dharma, they became thoroughly weary of the destiny of dragons. Because they genuinely sought the Buddha's way, they were able to let go of their dragon's bodies and were then reborn in the heavens among gods and among humans. 10,000 dragons became irreversible from Anuttara Samyak Sambodhi. 复有无量无数众生于三乘中各得调伏. Moreover, measureless, numberless more beings were tamed and subdued by the three vehicles. Okay, so Manjushri Bodhisattva is coming down to get the story underway, and the first thing he does when he gets to the Sala Grove, this grove of trees, is he teaches. He says, okay, I'm going to say something quite wonderful for you all. And when he speaks this sutra, dragons show up, just like ours in the sky just now. Dragons came, they really came, and they said to him, we don't want to be dragons anymore, we want to be Buddhas. And at that point, they let go of their dragons' bodies. Now, can you imagine all these dragons' corpses everywhere? And they were reborn in the heavens, among gods and among people, just like that. So they became gods, they became humans, evolving on their search for Buddhahood. 10,000 dragons made the great Bodhi resolve and never retreated from it. Plus, measureless, numberless beings were tamed and subdued. So it's like, okay, our sutra just pops that in there, that all these dragons heard the Dharma and said, that's it for me. I don't want to be part of the animal realm. I want to be part of I want to progress in my path towards Buddhahood. Very cool. All right. The next thing that happens is right here. Ready? 使福成人闻文殊师利童子在庄严床梭罗林中大塔庙处无量大众。Oh, sorry. You do that. You know, that's why we pay you the big dollars, Cherry. That's just great. Okay. 是福成人问文殊师利菩萨童子，文殊师利童子在庄严床梭罗林中大塔庙处无量大众从其城出来诣其所，时有不色有不塞有不色，明月大智于500有不色卷出句，所谓须大多有不色，颇须大多有不色，福德光有不色，有名称有不色，是名称有不色，乐德有不色，善慧有不色，大慧有不色，贤慧有不色，贤圣有不色，如是等500有不色句，来诣文殊师利童子之所，顶礼其足，右绕三匝，退走一面。Okay. At that time, among the inhabitants of the city of blessings were those who heard that the youth Manjushri sat in the great stupa at the adorned banner Sala Grove. A measureless multitude streamed out of the city, heading for the grove. An upasaka named Great Knowledge led a group of 500 upasakas. Among them were Upasaka Sudatta, Upasaka Vasudatta, Upasaka Light of Blessings and Virtue, Upasaka Renowned for Giving, Upasaka Lunar Virtue, Upasaka Good Wisdom, Upasaka Great Wisdom, Upasaka Worthy Protector, Upasaka Worthy and Supreme, and so forth. All 500 upasakas came before the youth Manjushri, bowed at his feet, circumambulated to the right 3 times, then withdrew and sat to one side. Okay, so here's the story. The word got out that Manjushri Bodhisattva has come. He's here. He's east of our city in the grove. He's there under the trees teaching. We gotta go see Manjushri. Let's go. He's in a stupa at the adorned banner Sala Grove. Check this line out. A measureless multitude streamed out of the city heading for the grove. Yeah, don't you know? The word got out. Oh boy. Susie told Billy, Billy told Sally, Sally told her mom told her husband, and the whole family just put on their sneakers and headed to the grove. Some brought umbrellas, some brought picnic lunches, some brought their cell phones with extra memory to record everything he said. Because Manjushri Bodhisattva shows up, it's not an everyday event. This is an extraordinary event. So they want to definitely be there. They don't want to miss. So I like that detail, that Manjushri is sitting in the stupa, in this religious structure, at the adorned banner Sala Grove. Okay, what is the adorned banner Sala Grove? Take a look. It is, let's see here. Oh, not that. We want this one. We want, not that one. Here it is. Not that one. Oh, did I lose it? Let's go back. Let's see here. Pasika. Here it is. Yeah, right here. There we go. Okay. Right here. Now, someone has done research to determine whether Master Shrenjong's travels in India correspond to Sudana's pilgrimage. Professor Li Zhifu at Zhongguo Wenhua Dashi. So what he did was, first thing he wanted to identify was, where is the city of blessings, scrolling, sorry for this, where is the city of blessings in contemporary India? Can we tell? And his answer is, it's hard to determine, but probably it was in Orissa. Here was the Jada Grove, where the Buddha was sitting. Here is his best guess for contemporary India, where the city of blessings was. Now, the city of blessings, they don't want to try to name it. They have theories, conjectures, because that was a long time ago. But they think it's here in the state of Orissa is where it's located. And they know for sure that there was this stupa, this pagoda, this place where the sacred relics were held. And that's where Manjushri went, out of town. It's a big, big space. It can accommodate large crowds. Probably there's good acoustics. You could hear his voice. And of course, Manjushri uses extraordinary abilities to teach so that everyone can hear. Not only all the humans, but all the gods and the dragons and everyone else can also hear. He attracts the whole city of people, and it specifies that there were upasakas who come out. What is an upasaka? That's a Sanskrit word. It means a lay devotee. I really like this definition here. An upasaka is, where did my notes go? I wrote it down. So an upasaka is a lay devotee who is holding advanced, cultivating at an advanced standard. So he's holding more precepts than someone who is just a casual believer in the Dharma. And he is not yet ordained, someone who is not a monastic. So it's a lay person. And upasaka is a male lay devotee. Their names were Sudatta, Vasudata, light of blessings and virtue, renowned for giving, so a generous benefactor. Lunar virtue, the virtue of the moon, I like that one. Good wisdom, great wisdom, worthy protector, worthy and supreme. Great names, great Buddhist names for all of these wholesome lay people. Are there 10 of them? Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's always 10 in the Avatamsaka. 10 are mentioned, but there were 500 of them in all. Can you imagine this crowd of 500 people? 500 male Buddhist lay devotees, not yet monks, but not ordinary citizens either. They have committed themselves to their Buddhist practice. Okay, they all showed up. Who else? Who else showed up? Fu you wu bai you po yi, so wei da hui you po yi, shan guang you po yi, miao shen you po yi, ke le shen you po yi, xian you po yi, xian de you po yi, xian guang you po yi, chuang guang you po yi, de guang you po yi, shan mu you po yi, ru shi deng wu bai you po yi, lai yi wen shu shi li tong zi suo, ding li qi zu, you rao san za, tui zuo yi mian. There were 500 upasikas, such as upasika, great wisdom, upasika, good light, upasika, wonderful body, upasika, delightful body, upasika, worthy, upasika, worthy virtue, upasika, worthy light, upasika, banner light, upasika, virtue light, upasika, wholesome eyes, and so forth. All 500 upasikas came before the youth Manjushri, bowed at his feet, circumambulated to the right 3 times, withdrew, and sat to one side. Okay, who came next? Well, lay women. These are lay Buddhist devotees who are not Buddhist nuns, they're not monastics, but they're also not ordinary citizens as well. These are women who have made commitments to their spiritual life. They have set foot on the path of cultivation. They have given themselves a steeper challenge of ways to live that enhance their spiritual awareness. So you could just say they see further. The upasakas and upasikas don't just react to the world around them. They have insight, they have wisdom, they have blessings and compassion. So those are upasikas. Who are they? Great wisdom, good light. I like that name. Somebody who has really good light. Excuse me. Upasika, wonderful body, and upasika, delightful body. A nod to the reality that one of the primary features of being born in a woman's body is the ability to create life. That we all come from that wonderful ability that women carry, that they can reproduce our species, and men don't. So, upasika worthy virtue, worthy light, banner light, virtue light, wholesome eyes. Wow, what a great name. Good eyes. 500 upasikas came before Manjushri, bowed to him, said, Manjushri Bodhisattva, hello, welcome, thank you for coming to our town. Walked around him to the right 3 times, then sat to one side. Notice that they all, this circumambulated to the right, it says, Yo Rao Sanza. This is definitely a Buddhist custom where circling clockwise 3 times to the right demonstrates respect. Here at Gold Coast Dharma Realm, we have this incredible stupa, this golden structure that contains the Buddha's shariras and our teacher's relics. And we have it set up with a verse from the Avatamsaka Sutra, so you can circle the stupa 3 times. And They say the received teaching in the tradition, it says that by doing that, you are creating the potential for developing wisdom. You're planting and nourishing the seeds of wisdom in your heart by doing that. Invite everybody to come to Gold Coast Dharma Realm to have the experience of circling a beautiful stupa, a Buddha's stupa, 3 times. Or numberless times, not just 3, but 3 is the standard. Okay, who's next? We've had the laymen, we've had the laywomen. Let's see who comes next to bow to Manjushri. Ready? 富有五百童子，所谓善财童子、善行童子、善戒童子、善威仪童子、善勇猛童子、善思童子、善慧童子、善觉童子、善言童子、善背童子、善光童子。如是等500童子来诣文殊师利童子所，顶礼其祖，右绕三匝，退坐一面。Moreover, there were 500 youths, such as youth Sudana, that is to say, good wealth, youth good practice, youth good precepts, youth good deportment, youth good courage, youth good consideration, youth good wisdom, youth good enlightenment, youth good eyes, youth good arms, youth good light, and so forth. All 500 youths came before the youth Manjushri, bowed at his feet, circumambulated to the right 3 times, then withdrew and sat to one side. It says youth, not upasaka, not upasika. Youth is to say not yet an adult, but not a child either. And here, it's probably worth pointing out that Sudana has, notice he's first. Here's our hero. This is the guy who goes on the pilgrimage. Good wealth. We meet him as the leader of 500 youths. Clearly, these are not children. They are probably around 20 years old. Maybe a little younger, not necessarily older, but he has, in the course of his pilgrimage, he goes through at least 12 years on the walk, on his cultivation. So, artistically, whenever artists did an image of this story, Sudana came out looking like a baby, usually together with Dragon Girl. Sometimes he's wearing a diaper. Sometimes he's got these 5 braids in his hair that what you do for babies' hair. And that's just what we call artistic interpretation. That's an iconic, in the iconography of drawing the picture, it's just a way of portraying him. People, as a result, think of Sudana as a baby, as a child. He's not. He's a strapping youth who can go for a walk for 12 years and come out the other end of Buddha. He is a remarkable young man. So there's this little disjuncture there that people usually get wrong. They look at the picture, they say, well, there he is, he looks like a kid. Yeah, he's not. Here he is, he's not. He's the leader, a youth, a tongzi. It means an unmarried young man who is the leader of all the other young men. And the next group to follow that we're going to look at in a minute are the young women who are tongnu. They are young unmarried women. So that's a very, you think about that. This is a picture of lay people's social structure. This is how the families are set up in India when Manjushri appears, when the Buddha is there to speak the Avatamsaka Sutra. So, all right, yeah, we can get it, right? This, you can visualize Sudana, what he must look like. And I told this story for one of my personal favorite stories of investigations into the question, could the Avatamsaka Sutra be real? real in the sense of, could we correlate it with our own history of our world? Where the Avatamsaka Sutra is celebrated in China are numerous places, but one of them in particular is Wutaishan. Wutaishan is in Shanxi province in China, up in the north. And the Wutaishan is famous as the home of Manjushri Bodhisattva. He's the Bodhisattva who's associated there. And Samantabhadra is Umeishan out in Sichuan province. Samantabhadra is the partner of Manjushri Bodhisattva in teaching the Avatamsaka. So we went to Dahuayan Avatamsaka Monastery. And this is where Master Chengguan, Master Qingliang taught and wrote. The abbot there saw me and said, "Oh, you're from City of 10,000 Buddhas, right? Master Shenhua explained the Avatamsaka there for 9 years, correct?" Yes. He said, "All right, come with me." He said, "Follow me." So we went around through the monastery, through the courtyards, and he took me into the Zangjinglo, into the Tripitaka hall, where the sutras are kept. And he said, "I want you to give you a chance to bow here." And we went around a corner, and here was this tall, handsome, strong image of a young bodhisattva. He said, "I want you to meet Sudana, Shancai Tongzi, the real Sudana." And it's like, whoa, here was this image. So we all had a chance to bow, all our group of monks, to the real Sudana. And sure enough, he's not a baby, not a child. He is a strong, tall, vigorous young man who could travel, and all of the rigors of being on the road for more than a decade in seeking the Dharma from 53 different teachers. So, yeah, that's the point to make. It's similar to what? Similar to the situation with Xuanzang Fashi. Master Xuanzang, the great pilgrim who went to India to get the sutras, is confused with who? With Tripitaka, the hero of the novel Xi You Ji, Monkey, Journey to the West. It's funny how, because we're looking back over 1,000+ years of history in the terms of Xi You Ji was written in the Ming Dynasty. Actually, I said 1,000, that's not accurate. It was 1,500, the 16th century, when Wu Chang'an, the author, the novelist, wrote the novel Xi You Ji about Tripitaka, a Buddhist monk who went to India in the company of the monkey god, monkey king, Sun Wukong. And over time, that fictional character got confused with the real monk that it was based upon, who lived in the Tang Dynasty, the monk called Xuanzang Fashi. So people go, "Oh, yeah, the monkey king, Xuanzang." No, the real monk, Xuanzang, was the source of the novel that was written 1,000 years later. So it's like people, what? So confused, right? Yeah, all right. There we go. Now, let's do one more group. 500 maidens. Are we ready? Here we go. 富有500童女，所谓善贤童女，大智居士女童女，贤唱童女，美言童女，坚慧童女，贤德童女，有德童女，梵寿童女，德光童女，善光童女，如是等500童女，来意文殊师利童子所，定力七祖，右绕三匝，退坐一面。Furthermore, there were 500 maidens, such as Maiden Good Worth, Maiden Daughter of Upasaka Great Wisdom, Maiden Worthy Name, Maiden Good Features, Maiden Solid Wisdom, Maiden Worthy Virtue, Maiden Virtuous, Maiden Brahma Teaching, Maiden Virtue Light, Maiden Good Light, and so forth. All 500 maidens came before the youth Manjushri, bowed at his feet, circumambulated to the right 3 times, then withdrew and sat to one side. And here they are. Can you see them? Can you see what they would be wearing to come down to the grove, to the park, to see Manjushri? How would they, what would the fashions be? How many of them studied martial arts? How many of them were looking at the boys, right? How many of them were trying to, taking their little sisters up on their shoulders so they could see Manjushri first? What a great group that is of young women coming down. And is one of the Upasika's great wisdom? There she is. The leader of the Upasika's great wisdom was so significant that they referred to her daughter as daughter of Upasika Great Wisdom. So she was known because her mom was so well known. So this is a family affair. This is completely a big deal in the city of blessings, Fucheng, that the news of Manjushri Bodhisattva's arrival excited all the dragons. They grabbed their chance to learn more Dharma so they could progress and evolve beyond their current situation. Likewise, all of these Upasakas, Upasikas, Tongnan, Tongnu, the youth and the maidens, came down to sit, and they, some of this group is thinking, what's for lunch? Some of them are thinking, what's for Dharma? Some of them are thinking, what are all these dragons doing around here? I've never seen so many dragons. Some of them are thinking, hope it doesn't rain. I guarantee they are not looking at their cell phones. Yeah, probably I can guarantee that. Maybe they've got their equivalent. Maybe they're looking at the cell phone of the time, something to distract themselves. But, because people are people, and every time you get a group of 2,000, there's going to be a whole bunch of variety. But talk about blessings. To be there when Manjushri Bodhisattva shows up in your park, and you have a chance to go down. For sure, there's lots of moms going shh to the young ones, and there's lots of dads telling their sons to stop fidgeting and sit up straight. But most of them are there just eyes on Manjushri, because this is rare and special. Oh my goodness. Okay. Now, rare and special it is. I want to, I know we have some young people here who are sacked out. There we go. That's just great. We'll take them, that they can get okay. Scarlett's not asleep. She's just looking at the ceiling. There she is. Okay, good. I thought this being a special day, to be able to talk about the Avatamsaka on the beginning of the Dragon Year. I had a friend in Taiwan ask me, she said, tell me, this friend went to a fortune teller, and the fortune teller said, oh, you're a dog. This is Fantai Sui year for you. This is the bad year for you. Sorry, bad luck this year. And the friend said, wait a minute, we're Buddhists. How can we hear that cultural teaching and still keep our spirits up? Because, is that true? How do we respond when we hear Fantai Sui? Now, what is Fantai Sui? This is to say, in Chinese astrology, which is interesting. Master Hua said, I know all these systems, I am not bound by them, but I learned them. I know how they work. True for the Book of Changes, the I Ching, true for numerology, and all of these ways of knowing what it means to be alive. That's what these are. These are skillful ways of making more of your human life, looking beyond just reacting to what happens. Pain, I run from pain. Pleasure, I run to pleasure. That's one way to live, but so do worms and so do amoeba. You know, you pinch the worm gets away from being pinched because it's painful. Well, people are more than single cell creatures, right? So we try to think about how do we live into our lives with wisdom and blessing. So what does it mean to be fan tai sui? In the Chinese way of looking at humanity, they say there are 12 ways to come into your human body, and every 12 years there's another cycle. The first one is up here, the rat. So anybody born in that year belongs to the rat. Then there's the ox going left here. Ox is number 2, tiger's number 3, rabbit's number 4, dragon, 2024, yeah. Snake is next, then there's the horse, the sheep, the monkey, the rooster, the dog, and the pig. Around we have 12. Every person is born into one of those years. And the Chinese trace them back, 5,000 years. They keep cycle of 12. Likewise, in the West, we have 12 zodiac signs, 12 months of the year, 12 hours of the day, right? Times 2, 24 hours. So there's something here. People have been looking at people for many, many thousands of years and saying, it's not random. We can divide it up. Now, one of the teachings says when it's the opposite of your year, it's not good for you. It's hard. That's when things don't work out. Your body gets sick, accidents happen, bad luck. Fated, it's fated, they say. And so this friend said, what do you do? As a Buddhist, how do we look at this? How do we think about it? Do we just kind of roll over on our back and put our forelimbs, our paws in the air and just say, bad luck, bad luck? So this is the year of the dragon. Here's our dragon. That means anybody born in the year of the dog, bad luck that year, trouble, right? As a Buddhist, what do we say? We just came out of the rabbit year. That meant roosters had bad years. Okay, all you roosters, Sam, was this a bad year? Not so much. No, it's like, well, Sam's a good Buddhist. He's not bound by it, right? So year of the tiger, monkeys, wow, right? So year of the ox, bad for sheep. Year of the rat, bad for the horse. Year of the pig, bad for the snake. Year of the dog, bad for the dragon. Year of the dragon, bad for the dog. What do you do? How do we look at that? And here's a general teaching that I think is very helpful. And this is from Shifu. Shifu said this a lot. He said, now, first of all, let me say, for the dragons, what about the dragon? It's people born into the year of the dragon are generally ambitious, energetic, charismatic. Translator, go to work. Here we go. Often inspiring others with their passion and enthusiasm. They are considered to be natural leaders, confident and unafraid to take risks, making them magnetic personalities in social and professional circles. Dragons are like that. Dragons charge ahead. Dragons gamble. Dragons push the envelope. They say, I'm going to try my luck. So, in the year of the dragon, if you're a dragon and it's your year, some people say, also not lucky. Not as bad as the tai sui, not as bad as the opposite, but the year, when you come around to the year that is your year, in Chinese astrology, they say, not so good either. Not as bad as the opposite, but also not great. Interesting about that, right? Why is that? It's because, for the dragon, dragons are known as gamblers. They gamble because why? They are so strong. The Chinese in general consider the year of the dragon the best year of the 12 to be born. Oh, it's the best year. Right? Because they're dragons, we love dragons. They're successful, they're strong, they can do big things. They take a risk. The problem is, if it's your year and you're a dragon, is that you feel so naturally strong that you go too far. You overdo it. You throw the dice one more time and lose it all. Instead of stopping just short of fullness and saying, enough, I have enough, I am grateful, share the blessings, hallelujah. So this year for dragons who are indeed ambitious, energetic, charismatic, passionate, enthusiastic, natural leaders, confident, unafraid, all those things, if we as dragons can say, that's good enough, I'm going to take the good and share it with others. I'm going to pass it on. That's a good way to be as a dragon. That way, your year is successful without going too far and being over-enthusiastic, overestimating your own strength. Now, let's take a look at those who are the opposites, fan tai sui. What is the principle here? The principle goes like this. We say, and this is from Taoism, Shifu taught us this. He said, 开上老君说，祸福无门，为人自照，善恶之报，如影随形。还有，命由我立。Disasters and good fortune have no doors. People are the source of both good fortune and its opposite. The rewards for both good and evil deeds follow those actions like shadows. I determine my own fate. Okay, so this is the general teaching for people who seek freedom. People who do not want to be pushed around by other forces. Now, someone says, yeah, but we know Chinese culture, Asian culture, Vietnamese culture, Korean, Japanese culture, everywhere that the zodiac animals have been rooted in the culture, permeated the culture for thousands of years, knows that this year, the opposite year, is bad. What about that? So, my answer would be, Buddhists believe in and practice cause and effect. Why did this idea of fan tai sui arise if it wasn't real? And it's because polarity generates tension. The thing about this year is what? The thing about this year is opposition. It's looking across the entire circle from dragon to dog. If you're the dog, you're at one pole of an electrical circuit. This is built in that there's tension on the two sides, and furthermore, it's full light. You can see clearly, just like a full moon, the strengths and the weaknesses of the opposite. When we get the full light, it's kind of hard to bear. People can see us so clearly, and there's nowhere to hide. Compared to, for example, 120 degrees and 120 degrees, so for the ox, snake year, good year. Rooster year, good year. Why? Ease. 120, the triangle, it's very supportive. Oppositions and squares are harder. So, what this means is, fan tai sui, these years, challenge. Things don't come easy, so to speak, but they come activated. This is a year for activation. For people who like to just lay back and no big deal, I just take it as it comes, groovy, copacetic, go with the flow. This is not that year. This is not, you can't go with the flow unless you choose to. If you don't care, and you don't register to vote, then you accept the government you get. But in the year, Fan Tai Sui year, what we can do is we can say, I accept the challenge. I know it's not going to be easy. I want to go out and use the high energy of this year where I am fully illuminated by the light of the opposition and go out and 立我的命. I want to create my fate. I am not waiting to see who wins the election. I'm going to register this year. And I encourage everybody, dragons, dogs, and everybody, this year, do go register to vote. Do not say, oh, all those, both political parties are the same, doesn't matter. Not the case. Or you can choose to do that and then accept the government you get. Okay, so this is the time. That's why Fan Tai Sui is said to be, quote, bad. It's bad only from the point of view of somebody who just wants to lay back and accept the results of the year. Now, mind you, Buddhists also understand the results of the past. Karma. Karma means action and its results, right? It's both the deeds we do and the results of those deeds. That's the idea of the root of karma in Sanskrit, just means action. Action and the result, cause and effect, the seed and the fruit, right? The little apple seed and the apple that grows from it, and the tree that grows from those seeds. So, what does that mean? It means that definitely the results of past action will come true. And in the year of the opposite, the dogs of the dragon year, the rats of the horse year, right, the tigers and the monkey year, we have to accept the results of the past. But you know what they say? They say, 菩萨为因不为果. The Bodhisattva is concerned about the causes, not the results. We pay a lot of attention to the deeds we do. We don't complain when those results come back, right? Bodhisattvas are careful at the planting of the seeds. When the harvest comes, they totally accept it without complaint. So this year, this is an election year worldwide. So many governments in 2024 are electing their leaders, their social leaders. And I don't talk politics from this privileged position, but I will say this year, we definitely want to vote for the party, whatever country we're in, vote for the party that says, we can do this together. Let's go take responsibility and make a better life for all of us. We can do it together. Vote for that party. Do not vote for the party that says, put me in power, I will fix it. They were bad to me. You have to elect me so I can get even with those who were bad to me. They hurt me, they stole this from me, blah, 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 blah. That's not the one to vote for. Vote for the people who say, if we can not fight, if we can not be greedy this year, if we cannot seek, this year if we are unselfish, this year if we are benefiting others, all the good stuff goes to all of us equally. This year we are not going to lie. We're going to tell the truth. That's the party to vote for, because why? We all benefit. We all go forward in this year, no matter where we start. Whether we are dogs this year or dragons this year or whatever year, right? So think about, this is the year of the dragon. And this is, I think, the message for us this year. What's it going to be like? We all want to know, how's the year of the dragon going to go, right? That's why we go to fortune tellers. And that's why we go to psychics, why we go to astrologers and people who tell us about the... We want to know. And as Buddhists, can we make this year the dragon a Guanyin year? Guanyin Bodhisattva is often pictured riding on a dragon, isn't she? We see that. I saw somebody sent me a Lunar New Year's greeting. It was a beautiful image of Guanyin Bodhisattva on the dragon. And what is Guanyin Bodhisattva? She has those 1,000 hands and 1,000 eyes and also 1,000 ears. And what does Guanyin Bodhisattva do with 1,000 ears? She guan shi yin. She listens. She hears the world sounds. And good for Guanyin, listening. If we want to know how is this year going to go, I guarantee if we listen to those closest to us, our husbands, our wives, can you imagine? Listen to her, listen to him, listen to our kids. What are our kids saying? Our kids are saying, pay no attention to me, leave me alone, don't bother me, right? If you just sit there as adults, as parents, and say, how did it go today? And you then don't say any more, and you sit there and listen, the kid's going to go what? The kid's going to go, are you really listening to me? Really? Right? Get their attention. Do something fun together and listen. If we can do that this year, it's going to be a better year. It's going to be a year of relationships. And that's what the Bodhisattva path begins with. Think of the paramitas, bodhisattvas, dharmas, right? What do? We give. Give to who? Somebody. It's a relationship. What else? We accept a higher standard, the precepts. What are the precepts? We don't kill who? Somebody. Relationship. Steal. Lie. Cheat. Right? Drug. Somebody. Relationships. Bodhisattva path is about relationships. This year, in the year of the dragon, if we can base those relationships on what? On kindness and generosity. Here's the way to do it. This is fundamental. The golden rule says, 己所不欲,己所不欲,不是于人,无事于人. What I don't want done to me, I don't do to others. Make that the standard for my relationships. Life will go better this year. It'll be a great year. Furthermore, the things I like, I want to give to others because I know that's the way to get it coming back to me. That's a Buddhist view of the golden rule. Step into it. Take action. Make this, the dragon year, as ambitious and active and out there doing stuff. Base it on the golden rule, both sides of it. The I don't want done to me, I won't do to others, and the things I like, I want to do for others because I know it comes back. That's the Bodhisattva path. That's what Shifu taught. That's Master Hsuanhua's Dharma, is open the sutras and let them guide us on the Bodhisattva path, which teaches kindness and generosity. Absolutely, this year will be fantastic. 祸福无门，为人自照，名有我立，善恶之报，如影随形. Right? Says disasters and blessings have no door. Just we do it ourselves. Right? 为人自照. Good and evil just follow like a shadow following a form. The results of good and evil are absolutely things we do ourselves. Okay, there we go. Enough of, so golden rule, relationships, bodhisattva path. This is my thought about that relation, the opposite relationship. That's why it gets the teaching of bad for you, fantaisui, but that's only from the point of view of somebody who just accepts life comes to them. They don't get involved. They don't understand the Buddha Dharma. Buddha Dharma takes it one step deeper than that superficial reaction level, right? The Buddha Dharma says, plant seeds you want to harvest. If you don't want to harvest it, don't plant it, because once you plant it, it's coming. That's wisdom right there. That's the start. So, golden rule. Yeah, have a great year, all of you dogs. I'm surrounded by dogs at the Berkeley Monastery. Pretty much everybody is a dog, 3 years older. My older brother, Steve, is a dog. So, yeah, and dogs herd cattle. I'm an ox, and so I get herded by all the dogs. So this year is tough for them. Nah, they're cultivators. They understand cause and effect. So, yeah, that's the next level. Okay, now, since we've been to we've been to the City of Blessings, and we've been there with the whole crowd of 2,000 people who show up to hear Manjushri Bodhisattva speak the Dharma. Let's do one more passage and see what happens. And check it out. This is very cool. 尔时文殊师利童子知福承认悉引来集，随其心要，现自在身，微光赫义必助大众，亦自在大慈，灵比清凉，亦自在大悲，起说法心，亦自在智慧，知其心要，以广大辩才，降位说法。At that time, the youth Manjushri, knowing the inhabitants of City of Blessings had gathered, accorded with their heart's delights, and appeared with a form both graceful and at ease. His awesome light, dazzling and grand, outshone the entire assembly. With sovereign kindness, he made them feel pure and cool. With sovereign compassion, he decided to speak the Dharma for them. With sovereign wisdom, he knew what would please them. With a vast eloquence, he prepared to speak the Dharma. Oh boy. So why I like this passage so much is we saw Master Hua do just this. Shifu loved to speak the Dharma. You could just see it. It was the thing that gave him delight. I can't speak for that, what gave Shifu delight, but externally, judging by the appearances, when he was sitting on the Dharma seat, he was zizai. He was, we say in English, in his element. He had so much fun lecturing on sutras. He would look out at us and tease us and laugh at us and scold us and toss an idea out and say, everybody understand? You all understand that? Let me ask you about it. I want to see what you understand about that. I'm going to go Xiu. He would say, Dharma Master Chur would, right? Dharma Master Heng Yin, and just he was in our hearts, in our minds, planting these higher ideas, and then fertilizing them with humor, with stories, with songs, with laughter, with embarrassment. And he was such a good teacher that he would always give you kind of like the fisher person throwing the bait and reeling it in, just teasing it past you. So the fish goes, oh, and then gets hooked. Oh, I caught one, you know. He'd reel us in. Just wonderful skill in teaching. And here is Manjushri. First of all, he knows what they're thinking. And he knows what they like. According with their heart's delights. I mean, the Bodhisattva he knows what's going to catch us and catch them. And he can make his person appear in a way that they like. So he knows that you're going to listen to somebody who appeals to you. Here in the Gold Coast last night was the Australian Academy Awards. We're at Hota, our home of the arts, last night, and all of the movie stars showed up the Gold Coast, just around the corner here, last night, to get their awards. And my goodness, to see what great lengths people go to make themselves look more beautiful, more glamorous, more attractive, and cover up the defaults and the shortcomings and all. And Manjushri can do that with his thoughts. How amazing to have this ability to transform your body according to what people like. And he had awesome light, dazzling and grand, which just shone out. He does it with lights. And with kindness, he made the audience feel pure and cool. With compassion, he said, okay, time for some insight. With wisdom, he knew the right things to say, and then with eloquence, he got ready to speak. So this passage, I can just, if this were a movie, can you imagine Manjushri just getting ready to speak the Dharma? How cool. All right, now, today I notice we've got some young folks here, and we have a few old folks here too. And I thought, this is my chance. I only get one chance a year to sing Puff the Magic Dragon. Oh man, so aren't you done with that yet? No, not yet, not yet. We want to do it again. So this is, you're a captive audience. So perfect for the Year of the Dragon, Puff the Magic Dragon. Peter Yarrow wrote the song, co-wrote it. And people say, oh, it's a kid's song. In fact, Puff the Magic Dragon is very much an adult's song. And it has to do with the loss of innocence that happens, you could say naturally, when we grow up. We start to think about things other than toys. Boys think about girls, girls think about boys. And in that process, we lose our imagination, and magic isn't as real to us anymore. This happened in the song Puff the Magic Dragon to a young man whose name was Little Jackie Paper, who grows up and just becomes Jack Paper. And he forgets about his friend Puff. So that's the trauma of this song. And I've heard I attended a concert, Peter, Paul and Mary concert, and Peter Yarrow said, this song has important sociological significance. It prepares children for future trauma. Oh, thank you, yeah. Well, can you not sing that one, right? So, oh my goodness, it's a wonderful song. However, as sad as this song is, I've found a happy ending verse, and I've included it here. Not written by Peter Yarrow, but written by a fan. And it really, I love the happy ending that it gives us. So we'll dedicate this song to Scarlett and her little brother. Here we go. Dragon lived by the sea and frolicked in the autumn mist in a land called Honolulu. Little Jackie Paper loved that rascal Puff and brought him string, sealing wax, and other fancy stuff. Oh, Puff the Magic Dragon lived by the sea and frolicked in the autumn mist in a land called Honolulu. Puff the Magic Dragon lived by the sea and frolicked in the autumn mist in a land called Honolulu. Together they would travel on a boat with billowed sail. Jackie kept a lookout, perched on Puff's gigantic tail. Noble kings and princes bow in ere they came. Pirate ships would lower their flags when Puff roared out his name. Oh, Puff the Magic Dragon lived by the sea and frolicked in the autumn mist in a land called Honolulu. Puff the Magic Dragon lived by the sea and frolicked in the autumn mist in a land called Honolulu. A dragon lives forever, not so little boys. Painted wings, giant's rings, make way for other toys. One gray night it happened, Jackie Paper came no more, and Puff, that mighty dragon, he ceased his fearless roar. His head was bent in sorrow, green scales fell like rain. Puff no longer went to play along the cherry lane. Without his lifelong friend, Puff could not be brave. So Puff, that mighty dragon, sadly slipped into his cave. Oh, together we should sing it, it's just a children's song. If you do not know the words, it's time to learn them. Puff, the magic dragon, lived by the sea and frolicked in the autumn mist in a land called Honolulu. Go ahead and try it. Puff, the magic dragon, lived by the sea and frolicked in the autumn mist in a land called Honolulu. And that happy ending I mentioned? Puff, the magic dragon, flew out on the strand. He looked down, and there he saw footprints in the sand. A voice said, "Mr. Dragon, please don't be so sad. My name is Jenny Paper. I was sent here by my dad." Puff, the magic dragon, lived by the sea and frolicked in the autumn mist in a land called Honolulu. Last chance. Puff, the magic dragon, lived by the sea and frolicked in the autumn mist in a land called Honolulu. All right. Well, I won't get another chance at this song for another 12 more years, so thought I would grab it today. All right. Now, those of you who asked about Fantaisui and how to react to a year when all the fortune tellers say bad luck this year, 命由我立. We don't follow luck. We don't follow fate. We create our own fate. Now, what about when things just go bad, though? What do? Well, Chinese New Year's, Lunar New Year's, on the Buddhist calendar is also Maitreya Bodhisattva's birthday. This is that day that on the Buddhist calendar we say, congratulations to Maitreya Bodhisattva. And Maitreya Bodhisattva comes out, we talk about him as the old fool. Sometimes. He is that, Maitreya looks like Santa Claus. He's got that big pack on his back and he's fat and, you know. So, who is the old fool? 老拙串拿袄，单饭腹中饱，不破合着汗，万事随缘了。有人骂老拙，老拙只说好；有人打老拙，老拙自睡倒。涕吹在面上，随他自干了。我也生力气，你也无烦恼。这样波罗蜜便是妙中宝。若知这消息，何愁到不了。Right? So, this is our answer to Fantaisui, to that bad year, bad luck year. It goes like this. The old fool wears tattered clothes, fills his belly with tasteless food, patches his robe to keep out the cold, and as things come, so they go. His belly's big 'cause he can hold. Praise so hot, flame so cold, splits his face, smiles so full at the situations he finds laughable. The jewel of patience, it's a pearl so rare. Hold your breath. If someone scolds the old fool, he simply agrees. If someone hits the old fool, he smiles and falls down on his knees. Spit in his face, he lets it dry. He's not upset, and you save your energy. The jewel of patience, it's a pearl so rare. His belly's big 'cause he can hold. Praise so hot, flame so cold, splits his face in a smile so full at the situations he finds laughable. The jewel of patience, it's a pearl so rare. Now you've heard of his patience Gong Fu. Maitreya wants to share it with you. If you set this aside and go seeking the Tao, I gotta ask you, who's the old fool? Anyhow. So that's the story of the old fool. And that's really the Buddhist answer right there is, we want to know the future? Why do you want to know the future? What if you knew? Then what? Much better. So if we're looking at the future, oh my goodness, oh bad news, bad luck's coming, what do I do? That's absolutely just the same as looking back at what has happened and going, oh, that was so terrible, that was so awful, that was so... In both cases, we're missing the present entirely. So what is cultivation is Gong Fu. Gong Fu is balancing on a tightrope, taking whatever comes and responding appropriately, perfectly. In this case, the old fool, he's got simple needs. He's got enough clothes to cover his body, got enough food to keep hunger away, and if you scold him, he's fine. If you praise him, he's fine. He has the jewel of patience. And furthermore, because he's got wisdom and insight, he looks at everybody getting upset about the past and fearing the future, and he just goes, oh my God, so much wasted effort. How do you have so much energy to waste on the past and the future? Live in the present. Scold him, it's fine. Hit him, he'll kneel down first. Right? Spit in his face, no worries. I'm not upset, you're the one upset, right? So that's called the jewel of patience. He knows how to use the jewel of patience. That's real Gong Fu, right? Now you've heard of patience Gong Fu, Maitreya wants to share it with you. If you go say, oh, that's not it, that's not the real thing, I want to get enlightened, he says, oops, there's more than one old fool here. So there you go. That's how Buddhists do it. That's the wisdom required to survive in the world anymore. Okay. So, by golly, let's see here. What have we got? We got more dragons. Let's see. Here we are. Let's see here. Here's a dragon from the Berkeley Monastery with his pearl. Stained glass dragons. What else? Wow, we got stained glass bodhisattvas and dragons. Berkeley Monastery. Hope everybody gets a chance to see them. They're bigger than life size. The beauty, this is Carolyn, our artist, Carolyn Hansen, Serenity Glassworks. These dragons are both wild and also intelligent. Ooh, staring at their pearl. 2 dragons there. Guanyin Bodhisattva's got them both tamed. They are Guanyin Bodhisattva's protectors. Yeah. What else? Let's see here. Here's a red dragon following his pearl, fire dragon. That might be Elopatra or Manasvin, among the dragon kings. Here's a red dragon. Manjushri Bodhisattva and the Deva playing the harp. How cool. All right, so lots of dragons in Berkeley, downtown Berkeley. All right, now here in Australia, we've also got our own Year of the Dragon. Check it out. Here we go. Ami Tofo. I wonder what his name is. This is a local landlord. We've also got, let's see here, this guy, he's my current desktop. Year of the Dragon. All right. Good stuff. Okay. Now, I would like, let's see, how many, there we go. We just had our note. So before the lecture today, we had this in the sky just now. Interesting. Dude, are you one of those people who sees dragons in clouds? If so, that's a pretty good one. Not bad at all. One good way to celebrate the new year would be to go out to dharmaradio.org, do a good deed, whatever you consider a good deed, however you describe it, do a good deed, go to Good Karma Music, tell us the good deed that you did. What was it you did? Put it right here in the form. What was your good deed? And let us share it, and then choose from among a variety of Buddhist and Catholic folk music here, your choice, and stories. Brian Conroy's stories here. Father Cyprian Concilio's 3 beautiful songs, my American Buddhist folk music, and you get it. We send it to your inbox, a link. You can download it and listen to it and pass it on. Please do. What was your good deed? And here are the good deeds. Helping a friend who doesn't know much about computers to redeem online credit card points for gift cards. All right, Dan, well done. All right, that was Dan from Richmond. Zhang Shen from Vancouver. Massage a monastic practitioner's arm to ease and tame the pain. Well done. All right, Jayo. Oh, Fayetteville, Arkansas. Okay. Mr. Ma from Fayetteville. When I first entered PhD, I lost the social life I got used to. I felt it was a waste of the precious work time if I went out for a social. But after a while, isolation and pressure came. Looking at the homeless on the street, I would feel their pain. So I decided to buy food whenever I'm free or stressful. Eventually, this purchasing action became the volunteer work in food distribution organization. I feel a sense of contribution and belonging. Now I can handle my stress easily. I have better skills of helping the homeless people. I bring my colleagues to do volunteer work so they can feel the joy of helping others. Although the purpose of helping others should only be helping others itself, it truly brings goodness to the people who help others. One ultimate example is, by helping others become Buddha, we ourselves become Buddhas. Amitofu. Couldn't agree more. So, there you go. Now, once again, dharmaradio.org. There it is up there. dharmaradio.org. DHARMARADIO. You can do it. You can get there from China. It's not blocked. Do a good deed, whatever you call it, however you describe it. What is it? We call it 善业音乐. 善业音乐. We have a whole Chinese website describing what it is, right? There it is. 善业音乐是什么？然后你填那个表，然后呢，你的善事我们都可以读。我持个放生有几年的时间，有一次在我去放生的时候，以前放生的鱼听到我念佛号就游过来，非常神奇。一场众生皆有佛性，希望有条件可以放生的人随缘随喜放生。阿弥陀佛。That's from Shenzhen. Okay, someone who says they got in the habit of liberating life, and this time they liberated life, they saw that the fish they had previously liberated swam back to say thank you to them. They say, it sounds strange? It's true, it happened. So they're encouraging people to liberate life. Now, I have to say that those of you liberating life have to accord with the local laws. You can liberate incorrectly and you wind up harming the creatures because they couldn't adapt to the, or we liberated the wrong kind of turtles up in Tilden Park in Berkeley. We liberated what are called Mexican red-eared turtles. They wound up eating the local turtles because the red-eared turtles are fierce. So the local ranger was unhappy with people. So you have to be careful where you liberate life, but when the conditions allow. For example, in Vancouver, oh my goodness, Vancouver has the right, our monastery, Gold Buddha, goes down to the police gate. There's where the police launch their cruiser. We have a policeman who's a Buddhist on the force. He lets us in. We go down right to Henderson Inlet and liberate saltwater fish that were bought that morning from the ships, and they were liberated the next afternoon. So then we learned that the seagulls and the saltwater birds all come right down to grab the fish. Oh my goodness. It's hard being alive in an animal body. Indeed it is. Okay, there we go. Let's see. There we go. Let's see here. The DRBA is there. Dharma Masters. Hi, Jinchuan Jinwei, are you there? Happy New Year.
阿弥陀佛，新年快乐，
중국말
Oh, say it again.
祝你们唔會。
Oh, Happy New Year in Vietnamese. That's great. All right, thank you.
You've been practicing Vietnamese.
You've been practicing? Yeah, I get laughed at every time I try. My accent is atrocious. So, okay, go ahead. What have you got for us?
So we just had our Lunar New Year event. You can watch the recording online if you click the link.
Okay,
So,
good.
You're welcome to that. Okay, if you keep going down.
And in fact, we have today
yeah.
168 people show up in our Buddha hall.
Oh, yo, how was it incense, just clouds and clouds of smoke?
No, we didn't have people light incense. People just recite Om Mani Padme Hum.
Wait a minute, no incense, no luck. The Buddha's unhappy with you.
Oh, we had they wrote little messages. Right?
They wrote their wish for upcoming year. We select all of them, and right now they are in the good care of the medicine master Buddha
hall.
Great idea.
So they'll have little wishes for the year.
All right.
Okay, so we've been continuing with our meditations here at the monastery. So if people want to join in, you can come tomorrow for our meditation class, and also on the other days for our regular kind of day-long sits. So you can join for walking and sitting in the meditation hall with good friends.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's a really nice environment to practice in.
Sounds
In the
good.
Buddha Hall. So that's the next two are that. If people want, you can just find that information there. So keep going down. Next one. That's the meditation class. Marty will begin next week.
Okay.
So
After the break, it will be
after
the
break,
first
class,
class.
February 16th.
Okay.
And the music ensemble is also happening once a month. I believe it's what next one will be February 24th. So end of the month.
Okay.
People want to join.
Great. Yeah. Goyatwan.
And I think Stephen Tanner's class has begun. So if
Yes.
you want to join in, you can join the Zoom link. The RBU Guanin session is coming up very soon, end of March. So that should be very kind of a reunion of many people coming to practice together in the CDTB Buddha Hall. I know a lot of people have been signing up. And
It's good.
Student Center retreat, the details still have to be posted, but I think that'll come very soon.
Right?
Yeah, the dates are.
Yeah, that's 4 or 5 months from now. So
Yeah. And the Budru Farm is coming up right after that too. So June 22nd to 29th. And
yeah,
that could
I
be-
might add anybody planning to attend Buddha Farm, don't wait to sign up. Although it's in June, do investigate quickly because it fills up pretty quick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay,
that's the
great.
main thing.
Thank you for all the news and Happy New Year. Say the Vietnamese Happy New Year again.
Chúc
Chúc mừng
mừng
năm
mỗi.
mới. Chúc mừng
Chúc
năm
chun
mới.
mun moi. Okay.
Chúc mừng năm mới. We heard it goes up. The moi goes up.
Moi goes up, second tone. Yeah, got it.
Right?
Okay, great stuff. All right, thank you for that. See you all next week.
Thank you.
Okay,
Bye-bye.
bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye. All right. Let's dedicate merit and happy Year of the Dragon to everybody. Let's send out our best blessings and merit and virtue for those for whom this year is nothing but pain. Hey, every living being, our minds as one and radiant with light, share the fruits of peace with hearts of goodness, luminous and bright. If people hear and see our hands and hearts can find in giving unity, may our minds away to great compassion, wisdom, and to joy. May kindness find reward, may all who sorrow leave their grief and may this boundless light dispel the darkness of our endless night. Because our hearts are one, this world of pain turns into paradise. May all become compassionate and wise. May all become compassionate and wise. Here we go. I'm going to bow right from my seat. You're welcome to join me. Bow in respect to the Venerable Master. All right, that's all from us for this week. See you all next week for more of Manjushri's teaching to 2,000 people at the City of Blessings. Amitofo. Bye-bye now.